There you go. There you go. Then put the thumbnail up and we should be good to go. Make sure add that. And boom. Here we go. And then go back into my main, log out, and then retweet that on my main. Boom. So about this, give me a second. Happy days. And then retweet right here. How you doing today, boys? What a lovely day it is to be a football fan. What a lovely day it is. It can't get any better, really, can it? It can't get any better. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the match reaction for a Lancashire derby that genuinely felt like an under-21s game. Burnley 3, Preston North End 0. What was I worried about? I don't know. I keep on thinking that in the world of football, you shouldn't keep winning games. And for whatever reason, we keep winning games. It is actually getting to a level now that it's almost a joke. I can't believe what I'm seeing now, to an extent. Being a Burnley fan now is an absolute dream. And of course, if you're joining along now and seeing this, then make the absolute most out of it, because that is what I keep saying. Because I don't know about you, but next year I'm not expecting 10 wins in a row. Of course, that is the main highlight of today. We'll go into the stats and go into the figures of today and the performances. But the key main stat here, 10 wins in a row matches not only a championship, modern championship, which is 2004 onwards, record of 10 wins in a row, which that was matched by, I believe, we had a Reading side and also I want to say a Fulham side. I know Reading, the all-6 Reading squad, had 10 wins in a row. And to match and kind of compare and contrast this achievement compared to our previous title-winning season back in 04-06, sorry, that's the Reading year, 15-16, we won 6 in a row. So we're just going further and further here, and not only does that match the current championship record, but also it does match the current Burnley winning streak record as well. Across our entire history, 10 wins in a row. I don't even know how many years ago, decades ago, we matched that now, which means that our next game on Tuesday against Watford at Turf Moor is a record-breaking day. We win that day, not only will we break the modern championship winning streak, but also the club's winning streak as well. So it's a big day coming on Tuesday. And how can I ignore him for any longer? Nathan Tella today, hat-trick hero. He utterly deserves that. He's been fantastic for us this year, and he's only gone leaps and bounds in the last couple of weeks as well, really showing his confidence and his eye for goal, which is incredible to see, as we were all kind of worried back in January that maybe he'd be going, maybe Southampton would really be wanting him, and looking at the results today, Southampton won, Wolves 2, and Wolves had 10 men for over 60 minutes of the game, I believe. Which is not a good look for Nathan Jones's Saints. So, would they regret not recalling Tella? Was it even an option to recall Tella? Maybe not. Have to find out. For some reason, my camera died here, which is kind of strange, even though it had 57% battery. Give me 1 second here, boys. It literally had more than 50% battery there. Absolute scam. Don't you worry. Literally, the battery is in, and then it'll be back up now. Happy days. So, Nathan Tella, hat-trick hero. He said in his interview that he's not particularly known for goal scoring. He's not really used to it. Doesn't look like it. And I'll go into the ratings of each one of the players, but in terms of stats, that is now 6 games unbeaten now against Preston North End, which in my mind resolves my trauma of my childhood, which is seeing us lose to Preston North End 2-0 in December 2015. That was our last loss at Turf Moor in the Championship, I must say, of course, ignore all the Premier League years as well. I feel like for me, I'm kind of much more, I got closure now, because I still were concerned about that game, because I'm concerned about today as well, because Preston, we can't forget, even though today they looked really poor, we made them look poor, because they were really limited in terms of what they can really do against us. Like, what can he do? We are so comfortable on the ball in every asset. If they try to press us, we'll just pass through them, as we do with Muric, which is one of our best passes on the ball, which is nuts. And then if they try to keep all the players back and try to soak up pressure, that ain't going to work as well, because we've got so many different threats across the entire pitch. If it's Ashley Barnes now, which looks like Kevin De Bruyne, what's happened to him, to Nathan Tella, to Anna Saruri, who were incredible in that first half. And second half, he didn't even need to do anything because the game was already won. And then going on to Connor Roberts, so Ian Matson, we got so much threat from so many areas that they couldn't handle us. And no team in the championship, bar maybe 4 or 5, can handle us. So going to some more stats here, Preston were the 3rd best away team in the league, which shows how much of a good performance today was. And that does also match Blackburn as well. So in a derby, we are really showing up now from our previous poor games, the 3-3 at home to Blackpool and the 1-1 draw away at Preston. We are really heating it up now. And in terms of the points, looking at the table here, 19 points clear of Luton, I believe. Let me just double check that they still ended up drawing. I think they still drew. And where are they? They're higher up. There they are. 1-1 draw away at Coventry, which means that there's 19 points separating us and them, because yes, there is Middlesbrough in 3rd, but they have a game in hand. So mathematically, our 3rd closest rival is Luton, and that they are 19 points behind. 19 points clear of 3rd, essentially. Insane. Genuine. This is not normal. Again, as I keep saying, this is not normal. And of course, Sheffield United, who are also a fantastic team, they won today as well. So that is 7 points clear of 2nd. Still, that's not changed. Liam Beach in the chat saying that think we will sign Tella. After today's performance, or after his performances in recent weeks, I can't see no. I think we're gonna want him. Depends if Southampton will want to let go of him, and I think how much they value him, dependent on if they go down or not, could play a massive factor. Another stat of today: 12th time we've scored 3 goals or more across this season as well, which is, I need to kind of remind you guys, this is Burnley Football Club that we've been used to for almost a decade now. We've scored 3 goals or more in 12 different games this year across all competitions. Incredible. And it's so exciting to see. It's so exciting. So, into the actual game and the performances here. And I feel like there's no need doing match ratings. I'll go into it, but you'll see why there's kind of no need later on. Ekdal, a debut, Turf Moor debut at the very least today. New signing from Orven, Sweden. How good was he? Incredible. Of course he was incredible, because it's Vincent Kompany. And he seems like he's got a completely flawless record on attracting and finding young talents across the entire world. And it is so exciting to see what he can turn out to be, because he's still young, and also the likes of Al Dakil, who also looks like a fantastic player. And we can speak about it on the pod later on throughout the week about maybe the future of the Lawns, because Ian Matson today, as I said on the previous pod, I would say that Ian Matson is the go-to one to sign. If I could sign any player that is on loan, I would sign Matson. I think that he's got so much importance in our system, and I would do anything to try and keep him, in my own personal opinion, which is hard to say after what Bayer is doing, after what Tella is doing, after what Bellis was doing. But I think Matson, I would still pick him just because I feel like in our system, he's so unique in that role that I just love him to bits. And I think his ceiling is so high. And I also would love to keep Bayer, and I would love to keep Tella. I love to keep Bellis. I love to keep all of them. We still keep forgetting Halil. I feel quite bad for him. But, we'll see what happens with him later on down the line. Looking at the chat now, Ekdal is unreal. I feel Foster needs time to settle. Every man was a solid 10 comfortably. And I was going to say my match ratings, and I can kind of go into it now if you want me to. So looking at the back here, Muric, 10. Roberts, 10. Ekdal, 10. Bayer, 10. Matson, 10. Cullen, 10. Gudmundsson, 10. Brownhill, 10. Anas Zaruri, 10. Barnes 10, and Tella 10. And then when it comes to the subs, just give them all an 8, essentially. You know, like Twine, none of them needs to do much different. They just sort of game out, be professional, give them all an 8. Sure thing. You know, Foster, South African tats, Scotty Twine, got a lovely smile on him, give him an 8. Obafemi, again, lovely smile, lovely laugh, give him an 8. Jack Cork, handsome man, 8. Taylor, he's great at Fortnite, give him an 8. There you go. That's my match ratings. Let me know yours down below in the comments. I'm sure that it's going to be really... That's the thing. Like, no player today looked out of place, looked out of shape, looked out of fluidity. It was a perfect performance, considering it was also a team that we've got a bit of spice to in the derby. They were missing their main threat in Ched Evans, their goal scorer, of course, top goal scorer, so that was an issue for them. But they've got some young players in Delap, in Parrott, in Cannon, or Woodburn, that wants to try and prove a point. They want to prove a point. Brady as well, who, compared to anyone else in the team, would be the most likely to also prove a point. And so there was a bit of element that, on a corner, maybe, they can cash us out. Clearly not. Brady, I thought... But I do want to say one thing about Brady. That I still really like him. I really do rate Brady. I saw some people kind of digging into him. But I still see Brady as one of the best Burnley players that I've seen. In terms of when he was on form in that 17-18 year, pre the Leicester injury, that kind of like 4, 5, 6, 7 game period that he was just purely like on form, confidence, and a complete high, running at people with pace. With Brady, has not got much pace, but he had pace then for whatever reason. And I still feel gutted now to this day that injury completely just changed his career. And that's why I kind of feel a bit, gutted for him a little bit. But, for today, I don't care because we wanted to win. And we did win 3-0, which is, of course, fantastic. In the chat, tell me down below kind of how you guys are feeling right now. Just tell me what it's like to be a Burnley fan right now. Down below in comments, tell me, how do you feel? How happy are you? Did you have any concerns? I believe on the preview we had Joel from Turfcast. I believe he said 2-0. But he said Tella to score, and Barnes. We had Adam, which I think also said 2-0, and I had 1-0 with Barnes to score. All wrong, but you all had a Burnley win, obviously, and it worked out pretty well for us, of course, in the end. Jurich passing is KDB levels. That's the best thing about him. It's so like, I've got no gripes. I've got no squeaky bum time. I'm not nervous each time he gets a ball. When it comes to the back and they're pressuring us, I've got full confidence that he's just gonna find a pass. And we could look at the goals. The first goal. Oh my. Anas Saruri. You may have forgot because so much has happened since, but that first goal, man. How did it happen? Anas Saruri, left-hand side, completely burning that Brown right wing back, I think it was. If I were Brown at half-time, I would have faked an injury. I think he did. I think he did fake an injury because he had zero chance against Anas. I've never seen a player so silky smooth in the ball since Benson. And then since then, I don't even know who to compare him to. Incredible in the ball, so fluid, and you cannot stop them. That burst of pace from Anas is sensational. And then that led to the corner, which then led to the assist from Brownell, finding Nathan Tella with no one marking him with the front stick. It's so lovely to see Tella have that. I keep on forgetting. Nathan Tella's on loan. And that may kind of confuse you, but hear me out. I've never seen a Burnley player, especially on loan, be so passionate about being a Burnley player. He loves it. We all know the Blackburn game, giving the 3-0 to the centre-back. Today, scores to make it 1-0. I think we scored 8 minutes in. Double check. Yes. Sorry, 15 minutes in. 15 minutes in the game. He's got the balls to do the shush to the away end. Do you know how much confidence you must have to shush the away end 15 minutes into a game? Because he knows that once we go 1-0 up, they're not going to come back at us. The entire game plan is what we used to do back in the Premier League. is beg for a 0-0 draw to about the 70th minute and then hope and beg that we can hit a set piece. That's what Preston did. That's what 85-90% of teams try to do against us. And it doesn't work 90% of the time, especially not in the last 4 months, right? So I love his passion when we score a goal, giving a shush to it's not even just derbies. It's also, I think I saw him do it against Coventry. I saw him do it against West Brom. He has to sign. He has to sign, absolutely. And this episode and this reaction is all about Nathan Tella. And I want to give also one bit of praise. One bit of praise to one player that I adore, which he's not really a player that's unspoken of because he plays each game, and I think people do understand his importance to the team. But I really want to big him up here. Josh Cullen. Josh Cullen. I think, if I really deep it here, I think he's the best signing we made in the summer. Which may sound insane, because we've made so many insane signings, and so many good signings, so many effective signings. I think that Josh Cullen is our best signing, and probably our most important signing in the summer. I firmly believe that. In the midfield, from the first minute to the 90th, is the leadership that he shows, the commitment that he shows, his work rate. It is confidence in every single situation. He's composed. He doesn't even smile, which I love that for some reason. I love the fact that I don't think I've ever seen him smile. And part of me kind of likes that, as what Liam says in chat. He's a new D Money, which he kind of is to me, just a lot better on the ball. D Money had his traits, but he wasn't really a playmaker by any means. But I love Cullen, and I will always back him. That I think, I did say Cork. I'm now leaning more towards, I think Cullen is our best player, or at least our most important player. May not have the highest ceiling. You may say that Anasaruri or Matson may have a higher ceiling than Cullen. But I think as of right now, I think Cullen is our best player. Which, of course, is tough because they are all insanely good. But I really want to try and give some props to Cullen when I can. So, lads, tell me down below in comments your thoughts about the game today. How happy are you? Next game on Tuesday, Watford at home. A big game, as they all are. But it is going to be a bit more spicy because we can then break not only a club record of 11 wins in a row, but also a modern championship record of 11 wins in a row that was previously matched by Reading. That Reading side of all sits. And as well, speaking of Reading all sits, the 106-point record is still en route. We've got ourselves how many games left in the year? We've got 16 games left. And our maximum points that we can hit if we win each game is 116 points. We can afford to lose 3 games and draw once. Or actually, is it not even that? Maybe it is. I think it is. 3 games to lose and draw once to match the record. Basically, don't lose 3 games. That's the kind of moral of the story. Don't lose 3 games. Don't draw at least 4 games. And we've got the record. Do you think that we can match it? Tell me down below in chat. Is that too much to ask about? Do you not even care? Maybe you don't even care about us winning the league. Maybe you don't even care about us getting 100 points or getting 106 points. Maybe you don't care. You just want us up in Premier League. And that's completely fair. Because end of the day, we all end up in the same place no matter what. So comment down below your prediction for Watford game. I'll give you a podcast, I believe, on Monday. And I'll get 2 new people. Each podcast, I want to try and get 2 new people in the community as well. So on Monday, I will get 2 new people in the community. I'll send out some DMs. And if you guys want to give some suggestions, then feel free and tweet at me at officialvisa on Twitter. So, sorry, my voice is going because I was screaming for the 3rd goal because Tella, he deserved that, man. So, yeah. Enjoy your night. Enjoy your